Now, as Nigerians join the global community in commemorating with this year's World Glaucoma Week, the Nigerian government has raised concerns over the growing burden of glaucoma, warning that almost all Nigerians are at risk to genetic predisposition and other contributing factors. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Isiaq Salako, while speaking at the press briefing to commemorate the 2025 World Glaucoma Week, said virtually all Nigerians are at risk of glaucoma, a leading cause of irreversible blindness. Mr. Salako noted that the glaucoma is reported to affect an estimated 60.5 million people worldwide, about 87% of which are living in developing countries, including Nigeria. He said, according to the Nigerian Blindness and Visual Impairment Survey, 2005 to 2007, glaucoma accounts for 16.7% of the blindness in the country. Each year, during this week, we highlight glaucoma, a chronic eye condition that can cause permanent damage to vision and even lead to blindness. In its early stage, you often don't notice any symptoms, but glaucoma can still lead to dangerous situations, such as when driving. Interesting. Now, of course, joining me live in the studio is an optometrist. I hope I got it right. And the public relations officer of the Women Optometrists in Nigeria, Dr. Ada Umadogu. Please just tell me I did or tried. You tried. My name is Dr. Ada Umadogu, an optometrist.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, how you doing?
Fine, thank you.
It's really nice to have you here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. It's World Glaucoma Week. Tell us what glaucoma is and of course, what are some of the risk factors of this?
So glaucoma is a multifocal eye disease. So it's caused by many factors, okay? But one of the leading causes is intraocular pressure, okay? And when the intraocular pressure is high, it affects the back of the eye, which is the retina. On the retina, you find the optic nerve. So it damages the optic nerve. So when there's high intraocular pressure, it damages the optic nerve. And the optic nerve is very important because it connects the eyes to the brain. You can imagine. So when this happens, it can lead to irreversible blindness, as you mentioned. So that's why it's important for you for the awareness during this glaucoma week, to tell the public that it's important for you to check your eyes to avoid this silent side stiller. And the risk factors are a lot, but one of the major ones is the intraocular pressure, which I've mentioned. Then also aging. As you get older, you have risk of getting glaucoma. Then also being African. So Nigerians are at risk of having 4 times likely to have glaucoma than other other people.
Why?
Because of our genetic because of our genetic factors.
Predisposition.
Thank you. So that's why it's important for you to always check your eyes. Then you talk about underlying eye diseases like hypertension, diabetes, sickle cell. This also affects the back of the eye, causes damage to the optic nerve, which I mentioned. Then long-time use of steroids, trauma, and because you get secondary glaucoma due to these uses. Then you also talk about, I've mentioned trauma. Then you talk about, I think these are the major causes of risk factors associated with glaucoma.
You know, when I went to do a test for my eyes, and I was like, the funniest part is that I could see, because I could see farther from here, I couldn't see farther from this other side. And became a challenge, So, so they had to, when the doctor was speaking to me, he had to tell me, okay, your own case is even quite different. But let's look at this year's team uniting for a glaucoma-free future. How can we, achieve this?
So it's a collective action by stakeholders, the government, policymakers, and then among the eye care professional and also the public. We will have to unite for a free glaucoma world by increasing awareness, encouraging people to check their eyes, also training more ophthalmologists and optometrists, and also doing a massive screening, because a lot of people are not aware they have glaucoma. A lot of people. are not aware. Studies show that just 10% of people are aware they have glaucoma. So we have to have massive screening in rural areas whereby we can detect this disease on time. Then also talk about also investing in research and training. This will help to unite and have a free glaucoma world.
I think I remember back in 2003, no, before 2003, I think, when the current president was the governor of Lagos State, you know, so there's this thing they call the jiggy glass. So they have where the people come for screening tests and so they give it, I think they gave it to majorly the elderly ones who were finding it very difficult.
Yes, reading glasses
and all of those things, you know. And I think that it's also a way to also encourage people to go for their eye screening. But it is now growing. It's a growing problem in Nigeria, like, you know, we read it there. What can we do to bring down this burden? Because it's now, like you said, 10%. It's also 10% aware of this. How do we, you know, increase the awareness more? You know, because it's not a bigger problem for people to even read and write. Rather.
Yes. So the whole idea about glaucoma is because of its silent progression. You are not aware of it. A lot of people have this disease because of it. It does not show signs until it's late, whereby you lose your peripheral vision, you have redness, and it's sudden. And you might even blame your village people because you're like, what's happening? But that's why you have to check. And it's already projected by 2040. The statistic will double. So you have almost 120 million people having glaucoma. So you have to talk about early detection, then training, as I mentioned, prioritizing eye health, and also putting glaucoma care in the universal health coverage plan. So subsidizing eye care treatment for glaucoma, because it's quite expensive. You have the average cost between almost 10 to 30,000, and this is per month. So you can imagine that you do this, and that's why some people are not constantly following up on their treatment for a long time. So it's always important to, if the government can subsidize this, and also have set up the primary centers in rural areas to have optometrists that can detect this disease on time. And I feel that if these are done, the burden will be reduced, and we can have a glaucoma-free world.
Tell us, how can we avoid this? You know.
So the major thing you can is lifestyle changes, which includes prioritizing your eye health. A lot of people come into the eye clinic 70, and you ask, when was the last time you checked your eye? Like, this is my first time at 70. And by that time, maybe they have even had a lot of damage to this optic nerve head. And you can't really do anything because it's irreversible. Yeah. So, but if you prioritize your eye health, you're taking the first step to make sure you don't get blind by glaucoma. Then you also have eat healthy, friendly eye health foods, like rich in green, leafy green, eggs, omega-3, lutein and zeaxanthin, or you supplement with eye supplements. You also avoid taking smoking and taking caffeinated coffees and everything. Stay hydrated. At least when you're looking like you've had coffee this morning, but at least do it in moderation and everything. Yes, stay hydrated, exercise, and if you have glaucoma, stick to your medications and everything, so you'll be fine. Just healthy lifestyle changes will help you avoid such. You are no problem. At least for today, right?
Yes.
Today's your last day.
Yeah, I promise. Now, I know we're talking about glaucoma, and I know there are also some other conditions that causes blindness. You know, how can individuals take care of their eyes more often if they have genetic traits? You know, and just tell us some of those other things that causes blindness.
So the other studies have shown the other things that cause blindness. Cataract, but cataract blindness is reversible. So if you have your cataract that is matured, you can go and you have a safe surgery done and you see better. So that's the difference between glaucoma. Glaucoma blindness is irreversible, but cataract is reversible after you've done your surgery. Then you have age macular degeneration, and all these are. Then you also have diabetic retinopathy. So this is due when your sugar levels are high. They affect the back of the eye, which is retina. Yeah. So it's important for you to, if you have family history of diabetes, hypertension, glaucoma, take proactive steps to tell your family members. Sometimes you know you have glaucoma, you won't tell your family members, And I always advise my patients, when you come in, ask questions. Okay, you say I have glaucoma. What's my pressure for today? What can I do? And everything. So you ask questions. You also tell your family members so they know that you have glaucoma, and they can also go check their eyes. Then you also prioritize your eye health. Every time I will have to tell people, prioritize your eye health. Take your time. People do routine eye tests and they forget their eyes, sadly. So you have to incorporate eye tests into your routine yearly checks, and to make sure life is easy for you. And I think this will help you to avoid any issues. Why are you quiet?
I'm quiet because I'm just wondering in my head how many tests, how many screening we have to do as adults, you know.
But I feel the eyes, you're saying eye is very important. I mean, because just imagine if you're not seeing.
Yes,
how would you read?
That's true. It's true.
So but the eye is very important. If not anything, the eye will make you see other things and to make you make the money today. So
that's true. But it's a glaucoma week. What's your advice for Nigerians, and as we celebrate this week?
Yeah, my advice to Nigerians is simple. Glaucoma is not a death sentence. It's something that if the disease is detected on time, you save your vision till that kingdom come. So take steps. Go to the eye clinic nearby. This week, a lot of clinics open their doors for free screening. So today is the last day, but take this action. Go by to the next eye clinic. Check. You can always reach me out on Instagram at Ask Dr. Ada. I could always refer you to the closest eye clinic. Then it's also important to know that glaucoma is a serious business. So take it seriously. Stick to your eye drops if you're diagnosed. Do not buy fake online medications that will give you permanent cure, because those are fake. So do not get advices from online doctors. If you have any concern, the eye doctor is your first point of contact for any problem. So I wish everyone a happy glaucoma week. And glaucoma is not a death sentence, I must say. So
thank you very much, Dr. Ada. Thank you. Really appreciate for your coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I hope that everybody will just take that advice into consideration.
Yes.
I'll stop taking coffee, I promise.
Oh, just reduce. Just reduce. And just check your eyes too.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. We'll go on a break. When we come back, entertainment and sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And a public